What's up with it, man? It's the kid, Pushmanmitch. You already know what time it is. We back with that No Fluff podcast. I got one of my greatest friends, friendpreneurs, goddamn entrepreneur, super duper friend tour, mentor, teach you how to get any type of money you ever thought about making with private home health care. So that's my brother, who is Gooch, aka Jonathan Gooch, the real guru when it comes to home health care. What's up, Brody?
Hey, what's up? Let me get right real quick, man. Hold up.
Unbutton yourself.
Let me just see real quick. Let me get right real quick.
What is wrong with
look,
people?
I'm here. This is your boy Gooch. I'm on the No Fluff, the podcast with my boy Mitch. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about when podcasters shoot multiple podcasts in a day and they change clothes every time that they actually shoot. So Mitch, let's talk about that today.
All right, so basically we
shoot
every Wednesday, y'all. So we shoot every Wednesday and we knock multiple episodes out. Clearly every episode has to have a uniqueness to it. You don't want to have the same outfit on. So if you ever start a podcast, make sure you got a wardrobe change and you want to get the most content you can get out at one point in time. So that's the best way to manage your day, so you don't have to literally live your life as a podcast. Like I shoot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, you shoot it all on one day. You get people to come in, you schedule them, change your outfits, and make it look swaggy. So this crazy dude right here stole my chain out of my jewelry box, and he rocking my chain right now. But it looked good on you. It looked good on you. Not with a collar shirt, but it definitely looked good on you.
Hey man, look,
Only person I seen you rock a chain with a collar shirt like that is Safari.
You're right, you do.
So but Gucci, man, I want to give you flowers too while you on here though, bro, man. You impacted my life in a lot of ways, dog. So you was the main reason why I purchased the type of house that I purchased. I wanted to get something that's real modern, just like your house. So I used to come and like beg Gucci to like try to stay in his crib. I used to be like, Gucci, can you let me get a room here? I'm renting out my Airbnb. He's like, let me just get a room for a little while. He used to always be like, hell nah. And then I'd be like, damn, I just got to get my own shit then. So, maybe a couple months later, I went and purchased my first $1.3 million house, and I got one that looks very, very similar to his in the middle of the city, because he loved to tell everybody, I got a mansion in Buckhead in the middle of the city, and it's modern, and it got a pool in it. Like, he really one of those dudes who was able to go from nothing to everything damn near. It's like, and I really learned a lot from him, inspired by you. So I want to, bring you on the podcast so you could teach him how to get them same type of swag.
No, man, like I said, I just appreciate it. But, after just doing this for so long, I know what I like. So that's what I'm saying. I like the house my bad, because I don't want to call it a house because it's not a house, it's a mansion. But I like having a mansion inside of Buckhead and stuff because I like staying close to the city. But, it's nothing but motivation. But what I've come to learn is sometimes we motivate a lot of people around us and not even know it. So that's what a lot of things that I've done, a lot of people that I've talked to. And it's so funny because the way they talk about me, I just be like, damn, I'm really that guy. Like, I'm really that nice of a guy. I'm really like have motivated this many people. And they always tell these stories and I just be like, damn, I guess I am that nigga.
It's true. And I'm a person who's literally the one who always give people flowers. Some people will get inspiration and don't tell people. So I wanted to make sure I told you that. I know I told you before. You're now one of my best friends. I remember when we first met like last year, and it's crazy. We started off and you was giving me game as soon as you met me.
You're right. I was.
We went to a spot called Spin. It's a pizza spot. Yeah, it's like a pizza bar. We was kicking and he pulled up on me, man. I'm talking about vein out the forehead, giving me game about policies and procedures, SOPs, setting up things with a system. He was like telling me there's no way I should be working as much. And he was right. I mean, I was working a lot, so I had to fire myself from my business. So he did that for me. And also he definitely, like I said, motivated by just the way he was living. I already had Lambos and stuff like that. I was already a 7-figure business with a rental car game, but I was working in it.
Yeah.
So he had Lambos as well, and I had them. And, we linked up, and I was, like, motivated by the way he moved. I just seen, like, a lot of what I wanted for myself in him. So that's kind of what you do. You surround yourself around people who are coming back from where you're trying to go. Yeah. And I seen you as a person who literally would be a good impact in my life. So I just want to say I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it, man. I definitely, like I said, man.
And now you lame in hell. No, I was
like, man, look, thank you for the chain too, my bro.
Nah, that's joint busting. Like, I'm about to rock my shit on the next episode. That joint, look at those diamonds, man.
Hey, it's a little something.
So you remember when I used to wear no jewelry?
Look,
right?
Let me tell you guys something. So when I first met Mitch, we had a whole conversation about us not buying jewelry for real and not ever wearing any jewelry.
Right.
And now when I look back, he 3-4 chains in, 3-4 Rolexes in, watches, bracelets. I'm like, and he actually keep a clean haircut because when I when I
Man.
first met him, that
Cap. I always stay fresh.
No, but like I said, I'm just happy that we're all here, and one of the main factors is that we all are in different industries and we all are killing the game.
Yes.
And no matter what we do, so a lot of times when we talk, it'd be so funny though because we always be busy doing stuff, having fun. We always I call Mitch. I'm like, Mitch, where you at? Oh, I'm in Vegas. Mitch, where you at? Oh, I'm in Miami. I call my boy Ty. Ty, where you at? Oh, I'm in. So let's just go ahead and move on about this.
We don't know where Ty at. Ty's like, where's Waldo? That's
I don't want to say where he was supposed to be, but definitely wasn't Las Vegas. So
shout out to the Wealth Builders. Shout out to Ty Burney. That's my brother, the Wealth Builders.
Nah, I love him, man. But it's so fun because, like I said, we put together this nice group of us, the New World Bankers, me, you, my boy Ty, my boy Fitz, and what I seen that we all are go-getters and we all in different industries, and we all came together and we're all like brothers now because just like Fitz got in a wreck the other day, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. I get a phone call, I jump up, I'm there before even Ty called me like, hey, we call you and then you pull up. So it's definitely a brotherhood. And what I've come to notice is, the money, having the fame, the women, all that stuff is nice. But when it really matter, we're always there for each other.
That's
and we literally have shown each other that we, that we come to, and it has nothing to do with the money and stuff. It's just our character.
Reality. It's just like, because some of us, let's talk about this. So some of us, when we coming on this entrepreneur journey, a lot of us got to cut off a lot of people to get to where we are successful-wise, right? We got to get rid of the people who aren't ready to go to the next level. You know that. That's one of your favorite quotes, that your day ones may not be the ones that get you to the next level. So that's what happens. A lot of us cut off a lot of people who are related to us. A lot of us cut off a lot of our best friends, things of that nature going up just to get to that next level, because that sometimes will hold you back from really elevating. People will literally be in your circle and have your best interest, but they are people who are keeping your mindset the same.
Yeah.
They don't want you to change. They don't want you to grow. Why would we go there? We ain't like that. We don't do those type of things. Same thing with the jewelry. Like, oh yeah, we was telling ourselves we ain't want jewelry, but actually it's an in-person marketing thing too, right? And then you don't actually know what you like until you get exposed to it. So me, I ain't even want a Rolls Royce or a Lambo until I sat in one. You know what I mean? And now that's all I really like. I only like those type of cars, not because they're more expensive, but I just actually like those type of cars. I like the prestige that comes with it. I like how they drive. I like the features. I like the way the customer service when I go to the dealership. I like all the stuff that comes with it. But we got to cut off a lot of people in order to be able to go to these things and do these different things and change it like to an iron sharpens iron situation. Yeah. So iron sharpens iron is where you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I provide value, you provide value. We both giving something. So if you're not being used, you're useless in a situation. Yeah. So we cut off a lot of people, and then we found a brotherhood within people who've also been through those same things, who can have our back as well. Yeah. When we got to where we was, and it's still iron sharpens iron, and we're still gonna continue to go to rooms together. So I know. Tell us about a time like where when you was coming up, you had to cut some people off, and you ain't know how you was gonna do it.
Oh yeah. See, so my background, me coming up. Look, if you ask my family or my friends that knew me from way back then, they literally would tell you they thought I was either going to be in jail or I would be possibly dead by now. So between those two, when I came up, I was hanging around all what people quote unquote like to say, the hood niggas. The niggas that was robbing, stealing, kicking in doors, niggas that are known for bodies, all this type of stuff when I was coming up. Actually, the guy that was really known around the city for doing all that, my boy T. White, what ended up happening with him was like he was known for everything wrong. He was that nigga. I became basically like his little brother. Right. So people didn't fuck with me because they knew that they would have to answer to him. Facts. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I came up, he did teach me a lot of different stuff about how to hustle, about how to get money. I was out here getting money, things like this, and just basically hanging around the wrong crowd. Right. What ended up happening with him was he started hanging around like a lot of people that per se I just didn't fuck with. Right. Because of I could see in them that they just wasn't good people. Right. So at that point, I'm like, all right, cool. I need to go this way. Right. Because I can see that if I stay around this, my life is going to be like this. So once I started hanging around people who had more to lose, then I started noticing that I didn't have to watch my back so much. I started noticing that these conversations that I was having was not about, rims, spending money, going to the club, fucking bitches. It's like, oh, like I'm going to go, hang out with my family. I'm going to go make money or make this investment. I got to go look at this new spot for X, Y, Z. Right. So because of, being around that type of nurturing, being around those type of nurturing people helped me grow. And then I started noticing, like, man, life is different. Like everything that you come in contact with, who you perceive to be, the type of essence that you have around people really mean a lot. Yeah. And when you rub up against a lot of different people in life, they rub off against you. They rub off with you. So I started noticing that if it's not like it's this crazy equation. Do you find it funny that you really don't see a lot of fast food in places where the annual salary is well into the six figures?
Right.
No, you don't see a lot of fast food places. You see like a lot of Chipotle's, a lot of healthy places. But you go to the hood, it's nothing but fast food places because, that's more of what they can afford, things like this. But I started noticing, why do all these rich people play tennis, play golf? Why do all these rich people fly first class? Why do all these rich people eat and they wake up and they all about health? So I started noticing in my mind, like, you know what? The niggas that I'm hanging around, all they care about is this. Right. The place I want to be it can't be an equation, because when you look at the billionaires, the multimillionaires, they all have certain things about them that I notice, and I'm like, let me start hanging around these people. Let me start being around these people. Let me start liking some of the things that they like. Right. So that's why I do so much. That's why I snowboard. That's why I play tennis. That's why, I rock climb. I ride motorcycles. I do all these other things, which are amazing things that I have a lot of fun doing. But when you look at the essence of it, then I start looking at my friend group and the things that they like, the music that they listen to, and I'm like, something like, I look at that friend group and I'm like, okay, cool. Only people that I see make it from here are rappers, or people that rap and people that play in sports. That's all I see make it from here. I don't rap, I don't play sports. So how am I going to make it hanging around these people right here? So now these people over here, who may not be the most athletic, who may not be the smartest, who may not be this, they are living their life to the fullest. They are millionaires. They have families. They have the houses, the cars. They're able to do what they want when they want. Right. And I'm like, okay, it's still, it's not that hard, because they all do a lot of the same things. Just like our friend group. We eat at a lot of the same places. We go to a lot of the same places. So I had to start looking at my real friend group. And like you said earlier, just because me and you have been through the mud together, just because I've known you my whole life, don't mean you're going to be the person that's going to take me to the next level. Right. So at the end of the day, if you are trying to become somebody else, or you're trying to better your life, if you're not losing friends, if you're not losing family, if you're not changing everything about yourself, then you're not doing it right. Because what I've come to notice is people want to better themselves and want this new lifestyle and this new life, but don't want to change anything about what they're doing. They have all these bad habits. They want to eat the same. They want to go to the same places, do the same drugs, hang around the same people, and be a better person. But how is that even possible? And what I've noticed is, and then I always hate when I talk to people about things and they tell me this. I'm like, how, when are you going to be a better person? Oh, my New Year's resolution. I don't believe in New Year's resolution. Why does it have to why do you got to say 2 months from now, I'm going to give up X, Y, and Z? 3 months from now, when my New Year start, I'm going to be a better person. If it takes something like that for you to be a better person, then you're already the last one in the race. You could be, if I sit here and tell you right now, you know what, man, I think I should be vegan. Cool, I can start today, I can start tomorrow. I don't have to wait until 2023. Right. So like I said, I'm the type of person, I'm a no nonsense type of guy. I run my company like that too. Like, and I don't give people I don't let people off on all the bullshit that they tell other people. Because when you tell people certain things, they like to pat you on the back. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to. No, it's not. We live in a world where nobody really give a shit. Right. And once you really understand that, then you understand that for you to make it to the next level, you have 1,000 other people shooting that same shot. So to me, you have to be better than them. And you can shoot 1,000 times and have 1,000 other people shooting that shot. You can do everything right and still fail. You can do everything right, go out here and get in a car wreck, and your life end right then and there. Right. So what I like to tell people is, like, you don't have to wait until tomorrow. If you can't, at the drop of a dime, change who you are right now to better yourself, then you're already behind. So all that extra bullshit about I'm waiting until next week, tomorrow I'm waiting until this to do X, Y, and Z, like, you're full of shit. And with you being full of shit, just understand that you're full of shit. And a lot of people, what I've noticed is they don't understand that the person that they think of themselves as being a god, or they do no wrong, or they're being perfect. And they don't understand what they really look like to outside people. And they hear stuff about themselves, and they're like, I'm not that person. When they hear that they get into it with a girl, and the girl be like, oh, you this, and this, and other people be like, you are kind of like that. And they're like, I'm not that person. They think that they're the person that give the shirt off their back to the next person, but they're really not. So at the end of the day, you really have to look in the mirror and understand who you are, and understand all your flaws, and understand that you're not perfect. Because when I hear people in relationships and things like this, they be like, I'm like, oh, what did you do wrong in a relationship? They be like, nothing. You been with this person for 5 years, you didn't do anything wrong. What did you do wrong in your business? And they always say nothing. I'm like, you're already fucked up in the head, because of the simple fact, if you think that you've done no wrong, how can you grow? Me personally, I know I do so much wrong. I got so much shit going that's fucked up. But at least now that I know this, I can grow from it. Right. How can you grow if you don't think that you did anything wrong? So back to the original question was, we as people have to understand growth. We as people have to stop thinking that we're perfect. And we as people have to understand that hanging around other people that are successful, hanging around other people that have things going on, will help us grow as people. And the reason why you probably are where you are right now is because you're comfortable with your friend group. Y'all listen to the same music. Y'all eat the same things. Y'all fuck the same niggas. Y'all fuck the same hoes. Y'all, I mean, look, it's the reality of it. So guess what? You're comfortable, but you want to be a better person and be this, entrepreneur and all this. But the reason you've been hanging around these people for the last 5 or 10 years, 20 years, and you haven't done it yet, guess what? It's time to leave them behind and be the better person. Because at the end of the day, when you're at sleep at night and you're with your girl or you're alone and things like this, those other people really don't matter. And half of those people really don't have your back because of the way that you really think they do. So I know I kind of went kind of long, but that's just my spiel about it.
That's an answer. That a lot of that stuff is like what people need to hear. It's like the harsh realities. Like we tippy-toe around everything.
We do.
Like especially from where we live in the South.
Yeah.
So y'all heard of Southern hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
Southern hospitality, it makes people speak to you that don't want to speak to you. Say, hey, how you doing? They don't give a damn how you doing.
People don't even say thank you for opening up the door no more.
Right. I mean, but in the South, it can be definitely clouded a lot. You don't know intentions. You don't know if people really are genuine or not. They're just doing it because that's literally the culture. Yeah. You go up north, people don't talk to you. If you're doing bad at a job, they're saying you suck at the job. They're not going to be like, oh, you want to come in and speak a little bit about and have a friska and all of that shit. That's what they do down south. But up north is different. So that's where I'm from. So I was built a little bit different. A lot of people can't understand how I can move and take L's and hear bad news and good news the same way and still move the same. But the thing is, we got to stop tiptoeing around the fact that if we don't start making it a priority to make a change to our life, there's nobody coming to save us. Like, there's nobody coming. There's not a, like you saying, you've been hanging around the same dudes for the last 5 years. Have you made any more money by hanging with them? No, you got to change your group. If you're the leader of your group, you need to change your circle. Mm-hmm. If I'm the leader of my group, that means that it's not iron sharpens iron. Like I was telling you, like if everybody is just pulling from me and I'm not getting from anybody in my group, why am I in that group? Yeah. I'm staying the same. Matter of fact, I'm losing some because I'm giving so much. Nobody's giving me anything. So I would, if it's simple. I'm not saying you got to cut all your friends off. I'm saying that if your friends is on the same wave as you, y'all can go to the next room together. If they're not willing to go, then you got to leave them behind. It's simple. So I just like to make sure people tap into that because that's a major part of people's success. Like you've been able to achieve, you're a multimillionaire now. You have the dream home that you want. You got your dream car that you want. You take dream vacations as much as you want, and you're able to live a life with options. It's not like you have to say, oh yeah, I will go here, but this. You don't have to say that. So I always like to have this discussion about people who have achieved success and financial freedom. They do what they want. Everybody else do what they can, right? So instead of, if I ask somebody like, if you had $1 million in the bank, $2 million in the bank, would you still live in this house? They'd be like, no. Then that you're doing what you can. Yeah. You're living in a house that you can live in until you can live in a house that you want. Same thing with what you drive. Same thing as where you live. How many trips you take. Some people take trips and can't even really enjoy the trip because they don't got enough money. They out there just, I'm in Jamaica. You want to go do the tour? Nah, I don't want to do the tour. The resort, we're gonna stay on the resort because we paid for all inclusive. Yeah. But you ain't gonna go to the yacht party. You're not gonna go do the safari. You're not gonna go do the hang glide and shit like that. That's a part of the whole process. You ain't gonna go to the neighborhoods, but you doing what you can instead of what you want.
But you wanna know something about doing what you can? What I've noticed, especially about having money and stuff now, is it is a good feeling. to have money, because I remember when I was in Texas not too long ago, I'm by myself in Texas. I had to go shoot the Black Wealth Renaissance.
Yeah, I met those brothers at the Bitcoin Ronnie Con. Cool.
And they're real cool. So I had to go shoot there. I was on there for a day. I went there by myself. I flew from Vegas to get there, but I'm there, and I'm like, man, I want to, I smoke hookah, so I'm like, I'm gonna go smoke hookah at like a nice little club. So they had like, it's 110 degrees out. I'm gonna go to a pool party. So I get to the door. I'm like, do y'all have? And they walked me in. They were like, there's nowhere for me to sit, for me to smoke hookah. So they was like, we only got sections left. I'm like, well, shit, just give me a section. The dude literally tried me. He literally was like, so he was like, the section is 3 bottles, 4 bottles, and with the 3 or 4 bottles, it come with this many people. I'm like, shit, cool, give me the section. He was like, so how many people you got coming? I'm like, it's just me. He said, do you know how much these bottles are? I said, charge my platinum card and walk me to my section. But it comes with, when you get this sometimes it's like an essence. Like, I can be around somebody who have money, certain things that they say, certain things that they do, I can be like, you can't hide it, motherfucker. I know you got it. But when I'm around people who don't have it and they're struggling and things like that, it's when they go get a section and stuff, it's, me and all my homeboys putting in, like on New Year's, me, Marcus Rozier, Justin from Maestro, and then who else went with us? It was me, Justin, and Bricks. We all went, the girls and stuff. I'm literally there by myself. Like, I paid for the whole section by myself. They how much we want to put in? I'm like, bro, you don't got nothing. You know how many times I go out and we literally pay for stuff and don't ask nobody for money? But that's the essence of being able to have. But like we do what we want to do. We want to do it because it's us being able to have money.
let's talk about that though, because that happens all the time to me too. I like to move by myself. You remember when you pulled up on me in Vegas? I was in the section dolo.
You were.
And I paid for it. That I held down. Let me tell y'all this story. Let me tell y'all this, man. Look, y'all gotta know about this shit, man. I'm holding down. I'm in Vegas. The section might be like 3-4 racks. I don't know what it was, but it got a little pool in the front where you can get in the jacuzzi in the front. You know what I mean? And you got the whole section. You got a security guard watching you. I'm posted. I'm eating, chilling.
Dope.
Goose tell me he gonna pull up on me. He pulled up with a couple other dudes, which is okay, cool. But I told him when they pulled up that I'm holding down. It's like, yo, it's some chicks in here, but I don't want to commit too early, so I don't want no little, no little foot draggers to pull up in my section. You feel me? They was in there for 20 seconds, and it was these old ladies. Like, it was these old ladies. It was these old ladies who've been dying to get in this jacuzzi in my section. And all my life, I've been telling them no whole time. They've been trying to flirt. They've been trying to talk to me, ask you who I'm here with, all of that. And I've been just like, yeah, go ahead. But Gooch pull up with his homies, and his homie, and he's a cool ass dude. What's cousin's name who be gambling all the time? Tim, that's my dude. I like this dude. But my boy Tim, he invite the old ladies in the section off the muscle. And I was like, yo, I know you did not just disrespect the whole section.
I felt that way because, look, the waitresses came over there. And remember the dude that was a waiter, or one of the dude with the bar backs? He was like, he was pissed. He was like, you didn't let these in here?
I'm talking about the security was fishing for me to find chicks. Oh, yeah, these 2 chicks want to come over here and kick it with you, bro. Oh, they going all over. I'm like, nah, I don't want to commit too early. They look straight, but I think it's some more baddies going to come. I'm going to chill. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to commit too early. Once you commit, they over there.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
They over there.
So, he messed up the swag. But, let's talk about the fact that, when we moved that way, and we young black guys who we've been able to achieve some form of success. And when I move, I get whatever I want. I'm not going to get what I can. If I've come through and there's no seats, we get in the section. If it's the biggest one, run it.
But you know something?
You feel me? But how you feel about when people try to act like, they try to, do you do it by just being excellent? Because that's what I do is just, I pipe it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll pipe it up a little bit. So, how many bottles a minimum? I don't even drink.
Yeah, no, I don't drink either. That's fun. I forgot. In Texas, I really brought the section. The section was $1,500. I did it just so I could have a hookah and didn't even drink. And I told the waitresses, like, y'all could come kick it. This y'all little chill, whatever. Y'all can have this. But, the way that we move and stuff, we do stuff, like you said, because we can do it. Right. We're not thinking about price. Like, I go out to eat all the time. And like when I go out to eat, I order everything on the menu. I order 2-3 lobsters, and I literally be talking to the waitress. I'm like, hey, can I get the steak? And I want 3 lobsters. Give me this, and this. I want all this in the pasta.
It's $3-4 extra for that.
No. They're coming, and they're like, we can't do it. We can't do this. This is a part of this meal. And I'll literally be like, charge me for everything that I said. Charge me for 5 meals. Give me what I said. Give me, and put it on my bill, and cool, we're going about
what it is.
because our mentality isn't, oh, how much this costs, let me put this together. Our mentality is, I want this, I don't care how much it costs,
Right.
give me what I want, and stop questioning me like I'm broke. And that'd be my thing. I'm like, if I tell you what I want, don't tell me the fucking price.
You know, people just try
do
to
this.
People just try to look out
No,
for you.
No, it's not. Well, it's not that.
Waitresses just be like, they want to really look out for how much you spend.
But
you might as well get in the combo.
But look at this. But that's the waitress. That's the waitress already living in the box, because what she's doing, she's already saying that, man, this guy, he wants all this, and I'm going to charge him $400 for him to get $150 or $100 worth of stuff that he really want. Then she's like, he can't do this. He can't, like, she's already putting it in my mind. I'm like, I don't care what the fucking price is.
Right.
Give it to me.
Right.
She's already limiting, and that's what we run into. We run into a lot of people that listen to us, listen to the way we talk, and they put themselves in boxes because they're like, they can't financially do this. They can't spiritually do this. They can't do this, do this. I'm not like that. Don't put me in your goddamn box.
That's right.
Like,
but
my
we think
box
small,
don't.
though. We already think small as a people, especially minorities, black people in the inner city. We think small. So when everybody think about even starting a business, they always think, oh, you know, I'm gonna start it off small, or I'm gonna get an Airbnb. I'm gonna just start off with one, or I'm gonna do it real small. They make it small. And they even talk about it. I got a little business on the side, and then we don't know what we speak is what we are. What we say we are is what we are, and what we do is what we are. So if you saying that all you can do is have this one, that's all you can handle. That's all you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a small business. If you want to be a big business, go big. That's what you got to do. We got to think, oh yeah, I can have this place right here and lease this place. Why you can't get the whole building and lease out to everybody?
Yeah, but
we can't.
You're right, and we do. Let me ask you. All right, so let me ask you a question. When I say 6 figures, what figure you think about? What number? Yeah. All right, so that's the point right there, and that's what market the low. So when I say 6 figures, I think about $999,999 when I say 6 figures. Exactly. But when you ask most people in the room 6 figures, they put themselves in the box and already sit here and say 100,000.
Right.
I think right at 100,000. We mentally have already been taught to limit ourselves and put these chains on our bodies from the get-go.
Facts.
And we got to actually, so like I said, if I say, you know, $1 million or $1 millionaire, whatever, what do you think a millionaire is? Right. Oh, $1 million. No, $999 million. Like, you know, but we limit ourselves from that, and we have to break those chains because, and then like, she's wealthy. She make money. She own her own hair shop and stuff like that. Right. The reason she's not on here because she got comment. She she definitely gonna be on next week. But and that's coming from somebody who actually understands money and understands and not to limit ourselves, but we still do it in our own.
We do it. I mean, and we all victims of what we don't know, right? So until we around somebody like yourself, till I tap into a podcast like this, till I go to a conference, mastermind, somewhere where people who coming back from where I try to go are, until I go to those places, I'll never hear these things. I'll just hear what my environment has taught me, what my school has taught me, what my parents have taught me. A lot of us get financial advice from our parents who are not financially literate.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, you're right. They aren't financially literate, but they also grew up in a different time. To them,
even if it's this time,
to them, they think being successful is going to college, getting a college degree, getting a white picket fence with the red door, a dog, living life, being with one person, X, Y, and Z. That's just what they grew up knowing. But in today's world, you got people who are fucking 15 years old buying an NFT, selling it for $1 million. Selling it for $1 million, and they can't even comprehend that as of being, you know, a way of being able to make money. So in today's world, it's a lot different. And the new generation of our kids, the way that they teach their kids, our grandkids, on how to make money, I just want to even see it because like things are changing to I think crazy.
So I was talking the other day, Gooch. I was like on live and I was like, y'all gonna get taken over by the kids because they are not learning the same way we learn. They're not even wanting to go to college now the same way. They like, yo, look, I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna get into crypto. I'm gonna start selling NFTs. I'm gonna start an online business. I'm gonna start a drop shipping company. They're thinking differently because the narrative has now changed. So now we're getting back to economics, and now it's more like I don't have to work and put all these hours in. I can simply be smart, and you make a system to where it pays me. Yeah. Because when you think about all of the systems that you just want to control everything, own nothing. Because really, so just think about Airbnb. They own nothing. They control all of these different houses, right?
The middleman makes all the money.
All the money. So the art of becoming a broker, the art of being able to understand leverage is what everybody needs to learn. But they don't teach us that in school.
No.
So that's why we think this way. But when we talking about this, we don't talk about it to down people who do it. We trying to bring the awareness of, yo, this is how you should think. You should think bigger. You should never think the smallest way. You should never come in, oh, I'm gonna start entry level. It's okay to start learning entry level,
Yeah.
but when you start a business, you need to go into it big. You need to go into it with a system. When people, we learn how to start a business to start working in our business first.
Yeah.
I think we should never work in our business. I think we should make it like a system from off the jump. You get your personal credit in order, then you start a business, and then you leverage your personal to make your business credit get some leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You get net 30s, net 60s, net 90s. You add accounts to that credit to build it up and make it its own entity. You sit there and hire staff before you even come through and make a system, SOPs, policies, procedures, make a business, never work in it. You literally are calling shots. All you doing is becoming the person who started it.
Yeah.
And then you watch that system work for itself.
Well, no. I believe you're completely right with that. And to just basically co-sign what you said, a lot of times we start businesses and we say, once I start making this amount of money, then I'm going to put all these systems in place. It's like, a girl that is starting her own hair business. She's like, hey, once I start making an amount of money, then I'm going to start putting money towards marketing. Then I'm going to get a tax accountant. Then I'm going to get, oh, that was my phone. I'm looking at her like, okay. But then I'm going to do all of these things that you knew you should have did from the beginning, but you're going to cut corners. Right. And then when you try to cut those corners, when you go back and have to try to fix all of those things, that's where all your problems. So we start our businesses off small-minded instead of starting them off like we really are a big business. And even going off of what you said, like I said, I think what I always like to tell people is, especially going into opening up businesses, like you said, not working in your business from the get-go, that works for some people. Mm-hmm. For other people, working in a business first and understanding everything about it and then going out and replicating what they've learned as being the bad habits of this other business and not making those mistakes. So one of the things I really want you guys to be able to take away from, this No Fluff, the podcast is, which is going to be no fluff, that like I'm a mentor, Mitch is a mentor, she's a mentor. Everybody around us are mentors and things like this. One of the worst things that you can do is only focus on one mentor and take everything that they say as being gold or being platinum and 100%. So just like this, I'm in healthcare. So with me being in healthcare, everything that I've been through in my life have taught me how to be successful today in what I do. Everything that you've been through, let's say if you aren't successful right now and you're trying to be successful at the age of 32, 30, 35, that means you have bad habits. You have things in your life that you aren't able to do that I'm able to do. So how can I tell you everything to be successful? That's almost impossible. So guess what? You're going to take some of what I have to teach you, what she have to teach you, what she have to teach you, what you have to teach her, and then you put it all together and you make your own way. Because I listen to people all the time, and I've talked to people, they'll be like, my friend that make $100 million a year, they told me that I can open up 10 businesses all at once. And now I'm like, that don't even make sense. I said, did they do it? They're like, yeah, but now you're talking about a 1 in 100 million person, and that's what social media have done to us. We watch these people who are 1 of 100 million do things and think that we can replicate it without putting in all the hard work. And I'm like, that's impossible. This person just happened. You know how many conversations that happened in the back alley about me and my company that I never knew that put me to the position that I'm in today? You just really just don't know. You know how many people call somebody else and was like, hey, have you ever heard of Next Step Healthcare Services? Oh, yeah, I heard of them. They helped out, with my kid, or they came to this charity event. And so some things just aren't replicated. Like you just can't replicate it.
Well, it's just that's going to talk about uniqueness to you because the business is not unique.
Not so much the business unique, but to get back to what I was saying was what ends up happening is I have a wealth of information. You have a wealth. Everybody have a wealth of information. So what you need to do is to be successful, take from a lot of different fountains, and then, like I said, make it your own way. Because, like you said, my uniqueness got me to where I am today. But if you're trying to get to where I am today, that means that you need to. We have this thing about not wanting to learn and always trying to take shortcuts, which I can understand. That's what we're here for.
So Gooch, how important is mentorship?
If I could have taken the mentorship, it would have saved me around $600,000 when I started my company.
Wow.
But because the thing is, I'm teaching you what not to do.
Right.
But
you paying for somebody's mistakes.
But what our small-mindedness, this is what we'll do. We will go to college and pay $100,000 to a college to teach us how to get out and make $30,000, $40,000 a year. You go for 4 years, all this schooling, and then 4 years and pay $100,000 and then get out and make 30, 40 grand a year and be in debt. But you wouldn't go to a mentor that is where you want to be at, make the money you want to make, and tell you that you can do this in a year or 6 months or 3 months or 2 months or 1 month, and give them $10,000, $20,000, and people just think that you're tripping.
Right. That's all about the conditioning we talked about. Like, we don't know what we don't know. So we're conditioned to think that that's right. Like you said, our parents grew up, they wanted all of us to go to college because a lot of them didn't get a chance to go to college. So a lot of people in our generation is first generation college graduates. Some of them even high school, depending on where you're from. So we all are a product of the way our parents raised us in our environment. If our environment is all saying, yo, this is the normal thing to do, let's just go to college, we're going to think that college is the way to go because that's all we know. Now, if you go, luckily, stumble upon an entrepreneur and then you happen to say, hey, man, what do you do? Did you go to college? They'd be like, hell no, I ain't go to college. How much you make? 20 million every 2 years. You're going to be like, whoa, your mind
You
going
may
to
not
explode.
even understand it.
Right. It won't make sense to you, and it's going to seem like a what? A scam. People are going to be like, that's a scam because it's no way that you making that much money and you ain't go to college because you don't know shit.
Yeah.
We don't know shit. Really, me, I don't know shit. Gooch, you don't know shit either. We are still learning. We behind, and we've made millions. We're behind. We're still learning, and we continue to increase in our value. So we don't chase money. So I know you had to make that change at one point too. Me, I stopped chasing money because I understood that chasing value was more important. So I understand that money, you can't pay somebody $100 to get $100.
Yeah.
You can't pay $50,000 to get $50,000. But what you can do is use $50,000 to buy things of value. You can use $100 to buy something of value.
Information is everything.
Yeah, it's just value. So I wanted to increase my value. So now all I do is try to increase my value, my business, increase its value, everything, my assets, increase their value. So the money's going to come to me. If I keep pouring value into myself, then the money's going to come to me. I don't ever got to chase it. And then that's what the reality is. We got to switch mindsets. We got to unlearn everything and relearn. If we don't take the time to unlearn, then we won't really be able to grasp these concepts that we throwing at them. That's why you're going to start saying words like scam or like, if somebody tell me something that I'm doing as a scam, I'm just going to say have fun at work tomorrow. And I'm going to continue to keep going and be doper. Me and you keep going to different events to keep elevating ourselves. We go to Lamborghini events. You go out and snowboard at a resort where other people who want to spend a lot of money go enjoy something.
And I meet some of I've met some people all over the place. And it's all because of, and that's when I would bring it back to what I said earlier. Hanging out and changing the people that you hang around means so much because I put myself in places where I can meet people who on a Wednesday go fly out to Aspen and be on the top of a mountain at 1 p.m.
Right.
So that's for you to be there, you got to be somebody. You doing something right. You get what I'm saying? Like in the middle of the season, you got to, and then the hotel room $2,000 a night. Like you somebody.
Right.
So I literally surround myself being around those type of people. But but for the people that don't know, because I think we kind of skipped over this part. But I do healthcare. I am an entrepreneur in the home healthcare field. So for people that don't know, basically I send out CNAs, LPNs, and RNs, registered nurses, to take care of individuals inside of the home that cannot take care of themselves. Right. So with that, I do a little bit more than that. I do COVID-19 testing, COVID-19 vaccinations. I own an ambulance company. I do. I send out nurses and stuff to different school systems and that need, of course, helping the school nurses and things like that. Now we doing IV therapy. We got a couple of different moving parts and stuff that's going on.
So all that stuff you just named, do you need to have a degree to get into your field?
No, none of that.
And that's the dopest thing about it. So you don't need to have a degree.
Or any medical training. Because at the end of the day, you got to look at it like this. I just own the company. So I hire the nurses, I hire the doctors, I hire the people who went to school for 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, and 6 years to do the work that requires that type of degree. Exactly. All I do, I just handle the business part. I handle the marketing, I handle the business. You guys go out and go do all the heavy lifting. I just make more money than you because at the end of the day, the person that typically does the less in the company makes the most money.
Exactly. That's true.
And that's the way that it goes.
So, Gooch, man, you made a lot of money in your field. You continue to keep, raising the bar with yourself. And do you teach people how to do that?
Oh, yes. So I have a mentorship that I teach people how to do it. My website is homehealthcareblueprint.com. They could tap in right there, and that's it. That's homehealthcareblueprint.com. I have a community number, which, let me see. I don't remember it.
Yeah, tap in. Y'all gotta tap in with my brother. So
no,
he definitely a beast in his industry. I want to make sure that I give y'all the opportunity to be exposed to this type of opportunities and information and be able to level up. Because again, with no degree, you can go out there and be able to become a person who can earn up to whatever amount of work that you put into it. So it's the sky is limitless. I mean, if you wanted to make, like even me, like when I think about how much money I make money based off of how much I want to make.
No,
if I wanted to make more, I can make more money.
Ooh,
I can literally.
I got the number. So look,
All right, go ahead. Drop your phone number so y'all can tap in with Gooch.
You can text READY READY to 678-736-7964, and that's READY to 678-736-7964. And I want to get because I want to give these people a play real quick, something that they can actually use to be able to make money before I go on. Because he keep looking at that, tapping the screen, telling us that we gotta go. And you know, these cards, you got the wrong ones, whatever the case might be. So
shut your ass up.
You know, should have got the other ones, but
okay.
Should have spent the extra $50.
Okay,
being cheap, spending money.
Okay,
on
give them the sauce.
And shit. So the reason one of the things that people have to understand in healthcare, you have to have healthcare. So I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care about none of that, because without your health, when COVID-19 hit, it shut down. It's one of the only things to shut down the whole world. It may have been like a 3 to 6 hour period where nothing moved in the world. No 18-wheelers, no airplanes. Everything was shut down. And everybody was paying attention to health because we didn't understand it. We didn't know what was going on. Like I said, it was only maybe like a 3 hour period that way. People was literally scared. And then we're still seeing the effects right now of it. And it's all due to what? Healthcare. So why would you bet against healthcare, knowing that with everything going on today and with everybody being sick, anybody who had COVID, the flu, or a stomach virus where it come out both ways, up and down, know that when you're sick, nothing else matters. So if you take an individual who's sick right now, they don't care about how much money they're making. They don't care about their company. Hell, they may not even care about their goddamn kids if it's to that type of extent. If you ever had anybody who've had cancer go through anything like that, then these people understand. The reason why most people are in debt is because of healthcare, because they will literally spend everything on their credit card to get the healthcare that they need for them or their loved one. So in my mind, I'm like, why not go into something where I could walk in the room and literally tell somebody, give me everything that you have and you can spend one more day with your kid. Give me everything that you have. You can spend one more day with your mother, your father, whoever the case might be, whoever you really love.
Yeah, and everybody will give it.
Everybody will give it. And because you understand that once somebody's gone, they're gone.
Right.
And if you could have spent whatever amount of money on their health to be able to get them to the next stage, or for them to spend a one more day or one more hour with you, you typically would do it. So that's the reason why I bet on healthcare. So a lot of people that want to get into healthcare, you can get into it another different way. And I always tell people you can do it through owning a nanny company. Mm-hmm. When people hear nanny, they're like, that's not healthcare. The funny thing is, I actually started off with my nanny company, and I was doing somewhere like, I looked at one of my old, because I did it through, what's the one that started with an S, I think? Not Stripe. The company, Square. All right, so I looked at one of my Square receipts maybe, or like how much I made when I was doing my nanny company. Mm-hmm. It said $40,000. I say, God damn, in a month? Right. I said, I was making bank.
For real.
So when a nanny, it really mimics a healthcare company. When you look at nannying and unskilled care is where you take care of an individual and do ADL services. ADL services is active daily living. That's the things that an active person do that most people don't get out of bed, brush your teeth. That's active daily living. A person that's a nanny really does the same thing that somebody that's a CNA, a certified nursing assistant, does for an elderly or a kid that need help with their ADL services. And you charge around the same amount, if not more, because I charge for my unskilled services between $20 and $25 an hour. But with some of my other private pay cases, I charge DFATs $35 an hour, and I pay my worker $14 an hour, $15 an hour, and I'm making like $15, $20 an hour off of a case that I'm paying my worker $15 an hour for. Mm-hmm. But back to the point, my nanny services. The nanny services, you're going to be able to charge anywhere between $17 and $35 an hour, depending on what type of nanny. Because you'll run into somebody that's rich that's like, I got 3 kids, and one of them's a newborn, and I want the person to have a damn degree. And you're like, cool, you don't have to pay for all that. So you're going to charge between $17 and $35 an hour. What you're going to do is all you need is your corporate documents to open up your nanny company. You need your LLC, You need your EIN. Depending on what county, what state, you might need to get a business license in that county, which just in general, you might as well get a business license in that county or city anyway. You need to get your insurances, which are going to be general and professional liability. You can just literally just type it in online, or you can just go to like Progressive, and then they'll send you to like an actual agent to be able to get it. You're going to actually market. Once you get all that stuff done, you're going to go ahead and get your website. Your website need to be something that, have to do with kids. You could go on GoDaddy.com, and they have literally templates for nanny companies. You're going to go ahead and do the template. Once you actually do the template, then you're going to go ahead and spend a little bit more money on marketing materials. And I would say use Square first for your processing company, because they have you can do your taxes on there, and you can bill the actual families for private pay. Mm-hmm. And they have a system that can log in like when people are there and different things like that, and like keep up with all the money of like paying your employees 1099 or W-2, whichever way that you want to do. After you get done doing all of that, now you want to spend a little bit more money on marketing. With your marketing, that's where you already got your website. Now you want to get pamphlets. Now you want to get on Google. Now you want to go to a company called care.com, and you want to sign up with them, because now you'll be able to market through that marketplace. Once you get your pamphlets and stuff, then you're going to go to different places like think about anywhere that kids play at. Anywhere where kids are, that's where you want to market at. You can do it on a larger scale through online services, or I like to get out and actually meet people. So I'm out handing out flyers. I'm going to different days. People are like, how can you market to a daycare? Easy. When the daycare closes at 6 o'clock and they tell that parent, if you're not there by 6:05, we're charging you $20 every minute that you're late. Guess what? I can solve that problem for you. I can have one of my nannies come pick up the kids from the actual come pick them up from the actual daycare and take them home. And people are like, man, that's kind of like, how do you get your employees? The way that I grew my company so fast, if I come to you and I sit here and tell you, hey, I have a nanny for you that's 21 years old and she's just a nanny, then I come to you and say, hey, I got a CNA, a certified nursing assistant that is 21 years old, that has some type of education in being in the healthcare field. Guess who you're going to go with? You're going to go with the city. So that's what I marketed. I only really hired nannies and CNAs. But when I met people and on all of my marketing stuff, it was certified nursing assistant, somebody who has this type of degree in the healthcare field. So if anything happens in the home, and people ate that up. So when I went to the different daycares, I'm like, hey, we can sign a contract where if anybody want us to take care of the kid during these around the times that you're open, we won't take them unless the kid is sick, X, Y, and Z. We'll even give you some kickback. The reason why I say you have to give people kickback, because if you come inside my office and like, hey, can I put up some flyers? Cool, you can put them up. Am I getting anything from it? No. Yeah, put them right there in the corner. When people come there, get them. Now you sit here and tell me the people at the front desk or the managers over the company or somebody, hey, for every kid that we get, we'll give you guys $100. We'll give you guys $50. Or we're residually on a monthly basis. If they sign up for the monthly plan, we'll give you $100 a month towards these kids to whatever the fuck you want to do. Guess what? Now it's like when a parent come in, hey, go with this company right here. And then you're going to mention the things about like you do background checks. You do all this stuff because you're trying to make sure that everything that you do is professional, because I'm selling to you that I'm going to take care of your kid and you don't know me. So that means you need to make sure that your website, everything, all of your marketing materials look very good, because you're trying to actually convince people of what you're trying to do. Right. So that's the way that you can kind of like get in. And then, like I said, you are going to hire CNAs or nannies. You could go on LinkedIn.com. You could actually use care.com. They have like a lot of different websites that you can use to be able to hire different people. And you don't go out and hire people until you actually get a case. Because if I get a case over here in Rome, Georgia, now I need to hire in Rome, Georgia for those cases. And with the way that the world is working today, you can give bonuses. The way you give bonuses is, I'm going to hire you. I will give you $1,000 hiring bonus, but guess what? I'm only going to give you $100 a month towards the hiring bonus. But to them, that's enough just to be able to get them in the door. So, that's the play. And if anybody want to know anything more, they can just hit me up at homehealthcareblueprint.com. The number that I said earlier that I just don't remember. And then
you might need to learn that number.
Or hit me up at Who Is Gooch.
We're going to put the number below on the screen so y'all can be able to tap in, so y'all can text him at any time. Also, we're going to put his Instagram, Who Is Gooch. We're going to put his website as well, so you guys can tap in and learn his business and learn how to get into it. He does mentorship as well, so he could teach you if you not only want to take a course by yourself, he'll show you how to get busy. Either way, we're going to put everything at the bottom so y'all can get busy and really get to it in 2022, because that's the thing. Some of us just don't know what to do to start changing stuff, and we ain't never had any of these ideas, so we're going to put it out there so y'all can learn from the best of the best. And Gucci, he's not the only at-home healthcare person I know, but he is the best one who I know who is really getting busy. And I know some other millionaires in the home healthcare field.
Definitely.
And, so we
and
know
they
a lot
taught
of
me.
them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Me.
So that it's a dope thing. Like, it's not an industry where it's only one person who can be successful in it. There's plenty of room for all of us. But again, I'm gonna wrap this episode up. Make sure if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, you subscribe to the YouTube so you can learn more.
Can you see the chain real good?
You know what I mean? Make sure y'all tap in, man. No Fluff Podcast over with, man. I'll tap in with y'all in the next one.
All these whips, I feel like Mitch.